Hello, welcome to the next section. So this is Shwethakumari, Assistant Professor, Department of PG Studies and Research in Statistics, SDM PG Center, Ujire. So today we are going to know about selection of PPSWR sample. Selection in the sense, as we have discussed in the earlier, so we need to select one unit from the population as a sample. So here we will be having two methods. One is cumulative total method, another one is Lahiri's method. So first we will discuss about Lahiri's method. So the steps involved in the method of selections are as follows. Select a random number which lies between 1 and n. So what is capital N? Capital N is the total number of observations in the population. And let the random number be selected denoted by I. Okay, because you have selected 1 to n observations are there, out of which any random number you generate. So let it be I. Now, take the ith auxiliary variable. Consider that ith auxiliary variable value. Now, select another random variable that we call it as R. So, lying between 1 to capital M. So, what is R? Vm is maximum of xi. So, you will be having the list of x observations. Out of these x observations, there might be one value which is maximum. So, let us consider that maximum value as m. Now, from 1 to m, we have to generate a random number. So, that will provide one value. So, now we need to check whether we have to select the ith value or not, ith unit or not. So, for that, if r, that is the second random number which we have generated, less than or equals to xi means the ith unit's auxiliary value. If the ith unit's auxiliary value is greater than the second random number which we have generated, then you select. Otherwise, we reject the null hypothesis, that means reject the unit. So, for selecting a sample of size n units with probability proportional to size with replacement, repeat the above process till n units are selected. So, let us consider one example. Here list of shopping malls are there, number of workers are there, and which is xi, and sell commodities are there. The sell commodities are depending on the workers xi. So, that is why the number of workers will be considered as the auxiliary variable and the study variable will be sell commodities. So, now we need the second column itself. So, first, what is the first step? We need to generate a random number from 1 to n. So, here in this example n is 10. So, let us consider the generated number is 3. So, now third auxiliary value is 11, and next step is to generate a random number from 1 to maximum of xi. So, in this column, in the xi column, the 16 is the maximum. So, now we need to generate 1 to 16, within which we have to generate a random number. So, let us consider it is 7. Okay, so 7. Now, we need to compare r is 7, xi it is 11. If r is lesser than xi, then we select that yes, r 7 is lesser than 11. That means the third unit you have chosen as your sample unit. So, similarly, we have to follow the procedure for further to select the units. How many observations required, that many times we have to repeat the same. And if suppose it is not more than, that means if suppose the r is generated is 16. So, that means r is not lesser than 11, that means the third unit is not selected. Once again you have to repeat the same procedure till you get the sample size n. Okay, this is the illustration, that is what I have explained. So, now let us move to the another method, it is cumulative total method. So, let n be the total number of observations in the population and x1, x2, so on xn be the corresponding sizes of the population units. So, the steps has to follow like this. So, prepare a table of successive cumulative total of size measures, that is x1 and then x1 plus x2 and then x1 plus x2 plus x3. Likewise, we have to prepare a cumulative totals and then draw a random number r between 1 to summation xi, that is the sum of xi observations, within which you will get one value. And then if the selected random number r lies in between x1 plus x2 plus xi minus 1 and x1 plus x2 plus and so on xi, then ith unit will be selected. That we say yi will be the study variable of that unit. So, similarly we have to repeat the same procedure till n observations you get collected. So this is an example. A village has 10 orchards containing 150, 50, 80, 100, 200, 160, 40, 220, 60 and 140 trees respectively. Now what you need to do, we have to select 4 orchards with replacement and probability of proportional to the number of trees in the orchard. So now they have already mentioned it is probability proportional to the number of trees. So based on the number of trees, the yield is depending. So here in this example, I have not mentioned the yields, since just to select I have considered only the auxiliary variable values. So here in this we will be having 10 orchards, and the total number of trees in this all over orchards will be 1200. So now we have to follow the steps that you have to select the observations. The first step is what? We need to generate a random number from 1 to summation xi. So before that we need to compute the cumulative totals. So this is the cumulative total table. Here you will be having the given observations xi. Now this is the cumulative total, that is 150, 150 itself, and then the next one is 150 plus 50, and the next is 200 plus 80, and likewise the cumulative total goes at the end. This is the total summation xi. Now just for the easy purpose, I have considered the range of these cumulative totals, that is 1 to 150, and then 151 to 200, and then 201 to 280 likewise. Now we will generate a random number between 1 to summation xi. If suppose the generated random number is 710, if it is 710, okay. So now we have to look into in range that where 710 belongs. See here 581 to 740, in this range 710 belongs. So that means we have selected the 6th orchard as our sample unit. So likewise we have to repeat the same process until we get the desired number of size. So here I end up with the this session. I hope all of you understood. Thank you.